What up, what up, what up? Welcome to the Live Game, Season 3, Episode 14. This is the Average Man's Perspective on Football. I'm your co-host, Marcus. Joining me on the panel tonight is Herman. Say what up, Herman.
Hey.
We got Mark. Say what up, Mark.
Good evening.
We got, last but not least, Brian. Say what up, Brian.
Thanks for joining us.
And special guest tonight, first time on the Live Game, we got Dion. Say what up. Say what up, Dion.
What up, everyone? Thanks for having me.
Hey. Thanks for coming out tonight. Before we get started, I want to encourage everyone to like, share, and subscribe, especially if you're watching on YouTube. Catch us on Facebook and our Facebook group, The Live Game. You can also catch us on Twitter at The Live Game 3. And you can also catch us on Instagram at The Official Delay of Game. Brian is hosting tonight. Go ahead and get it started, Brian.
Thank you, Marcus. Thank you. And thank everybody again for joining us. We really appreciate it. We had a lot going on this week, so we're going to go ahead and get it started pretty quick. Start off first with the news of the week. Of course, we always got something to talk about, and it's always COVID related. The Panthers had a COVID outbreak returning from the bye. 8 players on the Panthers were added to the COVID-19 reserve list. Curtis Samuel and DJ Moore are among the 8 players on that list. Moore tested positive and is also dealing with an ankle injury. Samuel was on there because he had a close contact issue. Facility was closed down Monday and Tuesday. In other news, the Saints and the Chiefs both booked their tickets to the playoffs with their both wins from on Sunday. 2 players were suspended. Two players suspended one game from the Bengals and the Titans, which is really odd because the 2 players were from 2 different teams in 2 different games. They both get a 1-game suspension for the same penalty. Bengals safety Sean Williams and Titans defensive end Tierre Tart received unsportsmanlike conduct penalties for stepping on an opponent on purpose. Wow. Both players are appealing their suspensions. The other thing we found out is that the Texans, in their search for a head coach and general manager, will be using the assistance of Tony Dungy, Jimmy Johnson, and Andre Johnson, the famed wide receiver from the Texans. Just recently, we found out today that the NFL is flexing the Cowboys-Niners game out of Week 15 and inserting the Browns and Giants. The Sunday night Cowboys game was now aired at 1 p.m., and the Browns and Giants will get the Sunday night game.
So speaking of suspension, nobody got suspended from that Miami fight?
Not that I saw.
I think it was such a big melee. I don't think
they could have suspended the head coach. He was out there first.
Yeah, that was wild.
All right, so that was the news of the week, and now we're going to get into the hot topics. We got a couple hot topics we want to have a conversation about. The first one is, should the Eagles stick with Hurts over Wentz for the rest of the season? Midway through the third quarter, Carson Wentz was benched, and rookie Jalen Hurts got his opportunity to show what he could do. He proceeded to go 5 for 12 for 109 yards. He had a touchdown and a pick, and he did rush 5 times for 29 yards. If you didn't remember, Hurts was drafted 53rd in the second round of the 2020 draft. So what do you think, fellas? Should the Eagles continue with the Hurts train, or should they jump back on that Wentz train? We're going to start with our guest, Dion.
I think you almost have to start Hurts for the rest of the year. I mean, you didn't draft him in the second round for no reason. Wentz hasn't been playing well, even though he doesn't have a lot of weapons. But I think you have to. You might as well see what he can do.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one, Dion. I was watching that game last week, and you could see Wentz is still doing the same thing. He has this hero ball mentality where he will not check the ball down to the running back or the tight end that's right in the center. He wants that deep ball. He wants that big play. He is consistently trying to take this team to another level on his shoulders only. And he won't let any of his other players just shine by, just dumping the ball off to the running back to see what you can get. So you can see that he's just taking too much time, taking too many sacks. He's just not right mentally. What do you think about it, Mark?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing, Jalen Hurts won't be the the saving for Philly. But one legitimate change you have with it, he's a legit runner. More so when the other Wentz would be back there, he's moving around trying to make a play while he's trying to run it. But when Jalen runs, he's going to be running as a running back. So I think that first and second downs may give you a little bit more opening when he does that. But I mean, the bottom line is Wentz's case is kind of different. You got $128 million quarterback sitting on the bench. That can't last for long. So this situation is totally different. But then I go back to again saying it ain't just the quarterback problem. They got a team problem. They got a personnel problem. And you ain't gonna fix it with just Jalen Hurts. But right now, to give him a spark and get the team kind of moving in the right direction, you're gonna have to put Jalen in there right now just to get him a little spark. And he will help out some.
Yeah, you put up a good point too. And not only do they have a team problem, Mark, they have a coaching problem as well. Herman, you want to chime in?
Yeah, I mean, I can see why you would say, hey, let's start him for the rest of the season. My opinion, it's a bad move. And I'm gonna say it, I'm gonna point out a few things. What do you hope to gain? Okay, you want to see what Jalen Hurts can do. Jalen Hurts doesn't have any NFL experience. You have a 3-4 year starter back there struggling. Jalen Hurts ain't gonna do no better. Yeah, he can move around and run a little bit, but he's gonna be the exact same results. 2, you're still in the race for the NFC East. Why would you turn to the rookie quarterback right now? And then let's just say that he does play well. What have you now created? Because like Mark just said, you got $120-something million quarterback sitting on the bench. And guess what? You can't cut him next year, because if you cut him next year, his dead cap space is $59 million. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And probably wouldn't be able to draft the team.
No, you couldn't. You couldn't. And then if you want to cut him in 2022, his dead cap space is $24 million. It's not going down. Even in 2023, it's $15 million. Now you will have some cap savings in 2022 if you cut him, but which would be $6 million. You're not moving on from Carson Wentz, so you need to work out whatever the heck the problem is. Like you said, coaching, team, whatever. Figure out a way to make it work. Either that, or you're gonna have the most expensive backup quarterback in the league, which is crazy.
So Herman, what do you think the purpose was the Eagles thinking when they drafted him?
Honestly, I don't know what the GM was thinking, because you just paid Carson Wentz all this money and you go draft a quarterback instead of giving him another weapon or improving some other area on the team.
Like the offensive line.
This is like Bill O'Brien type GM moves, in all honesty.
Don't disrespect Philadelphia GM like that.
Hey, I'm disrespecting him because he's getting ready to put himself in that category.
Worst GM in the history of GMs, okay?
But he's getting ready to put himself in that same category.
No, he can't.
Yeah, he is.
All right, Marcus, you chiming in. Go ahead and give your opinion.
To be honest with you, I don't know. I hear a lot of what you guys are saying, but I think the Carson Wentz experiment might be over with in Philly. But I say get rid of the coach too, bring in a whole new staff, just burn it to the ground, because every year it seems like too many injuries. And I disagree with you, Brian. I don't think Carson Wentz is playing to be the hero. I think that dude got PTSD. That dude been hit so many times. He's seeing ghosts out there. He's seeing, just like last year. What was it? What's Jets quarterback Tom Donald?
Oh yeah,
New England game when he's like, I'm
seeing ghosts.
I'm seeing ghosts. I think that's what's going on.
But he was throwing the ball early. Vince holds the ball forever.
And it's not. I don't think it's going to work. I think they need to blow the whole thing up. I think Philly got a little too full of themselves when they won the Super Bowl. Thought it was going to be like that every year, and it's not. And I think the best place for Carson Wentz is probably Indianapolis.
Yes.
Wow.
Phillip Rivers won't be there long. Yeah. He gets to go back and be with his old offensive coordinator where he had the most success. That's probably where he should wind up at. But
I definitely agree with you on that one, Marcus.
But I don't I don't know if putting Hurts in there is the right move or not. We'll see. But I also disagree that they're in contention to still win a division. I think it's the Giants' division now.
I'm just saying mathematically.
Mathematically, yeah.
Yeah, but something else you got to think about too is like, okay, Green Bay used to draft quarterbacks all the time, right? But
Not number 2 though.
But not number 2. No, they wouldn't. But when they did, there was never this quarterback might get in there. And if it was, the management or GM or coach, whatever, would shut it down. As soon as Philly drafted this quarterback, I mean, this is Philly, so as soon as you mess up or act a fool, they ready to get you out of there. They had to know this. Like, this was one of the deepest drafts for wide receivers, and you go take a quarterback in the second round. That's a slap. You're slapping your quarterback in the face to say, we're not giving you anyone.
Yeah, but technically Aaron Rodgers, they did the same thing to Aaron Rodgers.
They did, but that's Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers never gonna lose that job.
Yeah,
I'm just saying though. But I mean, was it a slap in Aaron Rodgers' face too?
Yes, it definitely
was. He wasn't gonna lose his job. It's just a whole different scenario.
But you don't see.
I ain't for real. I think it just gave him more motivation.
You don't see that quarterback coming in taking no plays from Aaron Rodgers either, do you?
And you won't see him.
And you won't see that.
You don't even get a snap. Like Taysom Hill. All these other guys. At least they get a snap. No. We just sit the bench, but you're good. All right. So me and Dion and Maury and Mark are right, and Herman is wrong, and Marcus is indecisive. All right. So if you guys was watching on Sunday, the Raiders played the Jets, and the question came up in that game after the game was, did Greg Williams deserve to get fired? The other question we had too was, why does Anthony Lynn still have a job? So the first part of this was on Sunday afternoon. The Jets were down. I'm sorry, the Raiders were down 28-24 with no timeouts and 13 seconds left on the clock, and they needed a prayer to win. Well, that prayer was answered when Greg Williams decided to send a zero blitz at the Raiders and leave rookie corner Lamar Jackson one-on-one with Henry Ruggs III, who was one of the fastest receivers in the NFL. Of course, we all saw what happened. Henry Ruggs scored a touchdown. The Jets win. They fire Greg Williams the next week. The other issue we saw was Anthony Lynn's play. His team has been playing. They've been playing okay. They had this new rookie quarterback that's been doing well, but last Sunday they got trounced by the Patriots 45-0. And there was rumors out there that Anthony Lynn had told his team that basically they didn't have a chance to make the playoffs. So do you think that Greg Williams deserved to be fired for his play call, and B, if and when do you think Anthony Lynn should get fired? We're gonna start this one off with Herman.
Oh, please don't start with me. Go to somebody else for a second. I'm looking for something.
Okay. Well, we'll go somewhere. Marcus.
For me?
Yeah, you.
Okay, so the Greg Williams going to get fired. I don't know what I heard, and Herman put this in the chat.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for.
Is that he was told to do it?
Oh no,
Greg Williams or
Greg Williams was told to call that play. Because they can stay in the hunt for Trevor Lawrence. Now, if he was told to call that play, then no, he shouldn't have been fired. He did exactly what he was told to do. But if he wasn't told to do that, then I don't know. I don't know what you were trying to do. You called a zero coverage blitz on a play like that. You rush 2-3 people and then everybody, all the rest of them back. You might put a tight end or your short-handed wide receiver back there to keep that ball from going in the end zone. I mean, there was no excuse for that. But the question I don't think we should have is, did Greg Williams deserve to get fired? It's like, why the hell isn't everybody already fired? Why is Gase still there?
And you say that, but it's funny because Gase threw him under the bus and said that he didn't want him to run that play. Right, so that's really odd that you saying that he was told to run it when Gase went into the press conference and said that he didn't want to run that play.
I think it's a rumor.
I don't remember putting that in the chat. But let me
put it in the chat.
Let me give y'all this stat. It was a tweet I think I put in there. So maybe this will change your mind about should he have been fired or not. Okay. Out of 252 pass plays attempted under similar circumstances in the past 15 seasons, the Jets were the only defense to send more than six rushers.
Yeah.
15 seasons, 252 plays. Hell yes, he should have been fired. because that was the dumbest defensive play call that you could have possibly made.
But you know, it was so dumb. I feel like he must have had a good reason for calling it.
They
Dion,
want to lose, yes.
You're a sensible man, Dion. Was it a dumb play? Did he deserve to get fired?
You had to fire him after your coach throws you under the bus. And a player came out and said the same thing. Like, I don't know why you're in that situation. You had to fire him. You didn't have a choice.
Mark, are you on the same train too, or you indifferent?
Yeah. No, I'm agreeing with Dion. I think because the safety said when he came back in the sideline, he was like, "Why were we in that defense? Why were we calling that? Hell yeah, he deserved to get fired 4 times out of 4 at a 4th down. Man, he ain't supposed to call no dumb play like that."
We're talking about a coach with a lot of experience, a former head coach. Like I said, if the play was so dumb, there has to be a good reason for him calling it.
It's ego.
Did you hear his stat that he just read to you?
I do agree with Herman on it. It was ego.
That's just not a common thing that
he wanted to get that win with a defensive sack. He wanted to get the car and sack him and end the game that way.
You can't deny the stat. 252 pass play attempts under similar circumstances, and they're the only team to send more than 6.
Yeah, but Herman, what if it worked?
And that's why he called it, because he wanted to be that genius.
Yeah, if it worked, then all of a sudden the other teams may go, well, hey, maybe we're doing this wrong. Maybe this is what we're supposed to do.
So let me ask you, Marcus, so you think his ego was that big, that bad, that he decided to just do it despite what most defensive coaches would do in that situation and say, like, hey, look, I'm going to gamble on this. If I get it, we're going to look good.
I'm just saying it was so dumb. I just feel like it had to be a reason why he called it.
I agree. I think it was ego because he always thinks he's the best, and he blitzes all the time on the regular. That's his MO. He's the same dude that was trying to hurt people. Remember with when he was with
the bounty gate, the bounty game. Yeah.
Two of the 3 DBs were rookies.
Yeah, that's the thing. Lamar Jackson was a rookie. I don't know why you would do that to him.
The one that got burnt. Why did he bite on the inside move? Yes. The dude did the inside move, and it's like he's got to go deep. Just stay back.
And 2, he actually was open on the play before that. He overthrew him.
So he sure was.
He
deserved it. What about Anthony Lynn? Should Anthony Lynn continue to be a coach of the Chargers, or should he be getting let go soon?
First of all, I'm against the firing of any black head coaches, so I'm glad to see no.
I knew he was gonna say that.
But I mean, since he's been in the Chargers, he's 9-7, 12-4, 5-11. Last year sucked, and this year sucked. I mean, so he got 2 winning seasons and 2 losing seasons. I say give him another year. He obviously got his quarterback. But yeah, on that game on Sunday, they got outcoached. I mean, there's no way around that. He got outcoached so bad. Is Anthony Lynn a former
Bill Belichick? I mean,
but is he a former Bill Belichick? Because usually that happens.
No,
because usually that happens to his former coaches. He usually goes in there and kills them. They just got outcoached. I mean, they just weren't prepared. And I think I forget the record, but I think Bill Belichick's coaching record against rookie quarterbacks is like ridiculous, like 20-something to 3. Yeah. So no, I'm going to say no. He's a black head coach, so I'm going to say no.
Man, based on his record and the debacle that he had last week and the talent that he seems to now have at quarterback, I think his time may be done. I agree with you, Marcus. I like seeing black head coaches be successful, but he's not being successful. He's actually doing the opposite of being successful. And the Chargers have no identity. Do they run the ball? Do they throw the ball? They have a strong defense. I mean, they're just all over the place. And their special teams is what let them down last week. Would they have 2 or 3 special teams touchdowns in that game, which is what caused them to get beat so bad. So unfortunately, I think Anthony Lynn is not going to make it through the season. It wouldn't surprise me if he got fired next week.
If he gets fired before Anthony Gates gets fired, I'm gonna be upset.
Gates isn't getting fired. Gates is not getting fired.
Yeah, well,
I'll tell you that right now.
Anthony Lynn shouldn't get fired.
Yeah, Anthony Lynn should get fired.
They're waiting to start a whole new regime as soon as the season is over. But Gates will not get fired.
I don't think that. I'm gonna tell you real quick. I don't think that that Lynn's gonna get fired either because the Chargers are cheap, and
That is true.
they're not gonna just let him
They're not.
walk and get paid. So they're gonna keep him till the end of the year. It's only 4 more games. Why even bother now?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah. Unless you want to get a jump on somebody that you really like.
no, because
You already have a head
when
coach in mind.
when you bump the interim, you usually give them a raise. So they're not doing it.
Mark, you think they're doing it?
I'm kind of torn with this one, man. I think that I think he started out the season with him being pretty straight, and then they just kind of like took a slide. I'm with Marcus on partial. I don't want to see another black coach get put out the NFL. So partially, I'm kind of on that side. But this team they got an identity problem, like you said, Brian. They're gonna have to figure out what they want to be, what they want to do. I think he may not make it to the end of the season. To be honest with you, I don't think so. But I don't quite agree of getting them firing them right now. I think they're on the verge of being a pretty good team. They're just missing a couple of pieces, really.
45 to nothing more.
Everybody get blown out of it sometimes.
Yes. Dion, go ahead and finish this up with us.
Yeah, I agree with Marcus. I mean, I don't want to see another black coach get fired. But to use a Bill Parcells line, you are what your record says you are, and it's just subpar. So I hope he gets another season. Hopefully he can go to management and say, look, I had a rookie quarterback. I can develop him in this offseason, and they'll bring him back next year, and hopefully he'll have a better year.
Plus, he had no run game too.
Yeah, because he lost Eckler.
He's 29-31 as the Chargers head coach. I mean, he's just a little under 500.
We've seen worse coaches keep jobs and keep getting jobs. So
exactly,
true.
Yeah, I mean, we got to do better. We got to be way better than our counterpart.
Right.
Of course.
Right.
All right. So that was good hot topics. Now we're going to get into these games that we picked last. Some of these games we'll go through real fast.
Not all of them. There's 2 of them. We're going to stay a while on.
Some of these games we can take our time. When I tell y'all this other game, one game in particular, we really just go through real quick.
There's 2 games. We can go through the other 3. We can go through 2 games.
Yeah, I don't really care about that, but there's one particular one.
You didn't even pick the game right. Like what?
Doesn't matter. We're going to spend a while on that.
So we're going to start off with the the Kansas City Chiefs game. Everybody expected the Chiefs to run ruckshot over Denver, but somebody forgot to tell the Broncos. Denver led the Chiefs 16-12 in the third quarter. In the third quarter and the fourth quarter, the Chiefs scored 10 points and left victorious 22-16. Kansas City had 447 yards offensively, and their defense got 2 points. Marcus, who did you pick and why?
Well, of course, I picked the Chiefs. I think everybody picked the Chiefs because it was Denver. But like you said, I expect that to be a bigger blowout. But you can never call those division games. Sometimes those are very close, and everybody's getting on the Chiefs saying maybe they suspect. Listen, they find the ways to win the game. I never count them out. Doesn't matter what the score is until it's 0-0 on those clock. I got faith in the Chiefs, and they just right now they just coasting. They'll step up when they need to. Not every game is going to be a blowout. So it is what it is. But I picked the Chiefs, and I was right.
Mark.
Yeah, I took the Chiefs on this one also, man. The Chiefs defense had to come up big and rally to beat the Broncos. Tyrann Mathieu had two picks in this game. The second one was the one that really had to steal a win on it. The Chiefs got the defensive end Shelby Harris back. He returned from just about a month of being COVID. His pregnant wife, and his kids, they were all positive. So it was a good thing to see him back out there. But he also sent a tweet about the fans out there. There was a lot of fans out there tailgating outside with no mask, no social distancing. I mean, it was crazy. But I took the Chiefs on it, and they were victorious.
Herman.
Yeah, I went with the Chiefs too. You know, this game was probably closer because the Chiefs didn't even have their starting running back. You know, Ceh. I think he had an illness
Yeah,
earlier in
wasn't
the week.
COVID related, but it was some
No,
type of
and
illness.
he was actually active, but they never put him out there. So I mean, the Chiefs still, they had 134 rushing yards, but that spark from him, I think, wasn't there. But again, I'm not worried about the Chiefs at all. They turn this thing on when they know they really need to. And you got to remember the divisional games are always going to be a little different than what you're used to seeing because these teams play each other twice a year, and they know each other. You know what I mean? So it's just division games. Records go out the window, and it's really about just who can outplay who in that game. So I picked the Chiefs. I got it right.
All right, Dion, who'd you pick?
I picked the Chiefs as well. I mean, I just thought that they were the most talented or the better talented team in this game. So talent usually wins in the NFL. Like Herman said, it's a division game, so it was a little closer than expected, but talent prevailed.
All right. So the next game we're going to talk about shouldn't take too long. Monday night, the Washington Redskins went down to
We don't
Pittsburgh.
call them that.
I'm sorry.
No.
Hey,
Turn that crap off right now. I hate
Look,
that.
Herman,
Yes.
at least it's no word.
He didn't even pick the team. He didn't even
Don't
pick them.
matter.
I
It
did.
don't matter.
You,
It don't matter.
a true fan, picked them.
Pittsburgh and Washington both brought their defenses as the first 5 offensive possessions ended in a punt. In fact, when both teams finally got their offenses going, they were shut down at the goal line. Pittsburgh went up 14-0, but Washington didn't give up. In the end, Washington kept chopping and ended up taking the lead 20-17 late in the fourth quarter. The Steelers had 2 minutes and 4 seconds to drive for the winning score, but on their first play, Roethlisberger threw an interception, threw a pass that was tipped and intercepted by Washington. I picked Pittsburgh. I picked this one wrong. That's all I got to say. Mark, who'd you pick? Look at his face.
Mark,
I took the Steelers, of course. And I mean, and all jokes, man.
Hey,
Washington played.
Third beater was on all of a sudden. The
What?
third beater missed like the last 4 shows. All of a sudden, he's on.
Oh, the fifth Beatle, yeah. He
Fifth Beatle, I'm sorry.
Of course, he's going to jump into that.
You know? Go ahead, Mark. I didn't mean to interrupt. I'm sorry.
As I was saying, the Steelers didn't play. They didn't play the top game. I mean, all jokes aside, man, Washington played one of the best games. They were on point with what they did, and it looked like they went in this game well coached because they were playing against all the Steelers' tendencies. They knew them. They were on perfect. I'm not making excuses for it, but it didn't help that Pittsburgh receivers were dropping balls again.
Yeah.
At least 7 out of 9 of them hit them straight dead in their hands, and they dropped it. They did lose Joe Hayden in the second half. They did lose Robert Spillane in the second half too. But no doubt, Skins came to play. Logan Thomas was the man. Cam Sims was the man. They put that offense on their back and they rode them. They did a fantastic job. I took the Steelers on this one, of course, but I mean, I'm not totally mad that the Skins beat them because they played a real good game against it. Hat goes off to Chase Young. He was balling. That 4th down stop, I love it.
Dirty as hell. You know what?
I don't even know what that is. It sounds like Carrie or Jason.
Sound like something from The Godfather is what it sounds like.
His producing rights are done. We're not letting this dude produce the show no more.
All right, Dion, who did you pick and why?
I think I was the only one to pick the skin.
It was.
Look, we was trying to send you one of these hats because we knew.
I'll take that.
Hey, you should have let him went last because since he took the Skins.
I should have.
I picked the Skins because I thought Pittsburgh wasn't playing well. like Mark said, Logan Thomas had a career day. We dealt with some injuries as well. Our running back, Gibson, got hurt. So I thought Scott Turner did a good job of calling plays to kind of keep us out of that third and long situation against that defense. And Alex Smith made some plays in our defense. Defense played well. Defensive line played well, especially. So it was a good win.
Herman.
Yeah, I picked the Steelers on this one and got this one wrong too. I mean, you got to give the WTF team credit.
WFT.
The WTF team, their defenses, they got an on-point defense. I mean, that front four, they're out there. They're getting to the quarterback. They're doing what they need to do. I don't expect to see them go very far. If they even, I don't think they're going to make it to the playoffs. Anyway, they have a pretty hard schedule coming up. The offense is still lacking. So your defense is eventually going to get tired. Neither team could run the ball. I think the WTF team had 21 attempts at 45 yards, and the Steelers had 14 attempts at 21 yards rushing. I mean, that's not going to get it done. Ben throwing 53 times is ridiculous. Alex Smith throwing 46 times is ridiculous. So it was the game that I expected to see. And I knew as the game went on, when Pittsburgh kept letting them hang in there, that something could possibly happen, and it did. So, hats off to the WTF team this week.
Hey Herman, didn't half of like 10 or 12 of those passes go to like McKissick? Like he was just like dumping them off the middle. This ain't McKissick.
Yeah,
like
he had 10 receptions.
Yeah,
70 yards. Yeah, it's the dunk, the little dink and dunk.
Well, that's what Alex Smith is known for anyway. So
yeah.
So we did everybody, right?
Yeah,
no, we didn't do everybody. We didn't do everybody. We didn't do me.
We did.
Everybody.
No, you played your music and said all you had to say.
No, I didn't. I didn't say all I had to say.
Go ahead, Marcus.
Well, I didn't have the faith Dion did, and I picked the Steelers, even though I knew the Steelers were going to at least lose one game. I didn't think it was going to be us. But like Herman's already said, the reason why they lost is they're very one-dimensional right now. How many times was it? 53 times, and you had 21 rushing yards.
Yeah,
that you gotta do better than that. They gotta find a running game to go deep into the playoffs. Otherwise, this won't be the only L they take this season. But I picked the Steelers, and thankfully, I was wrong. It was a good game.
Yeah.
Thank goodness we're done with that game. Which game is next?
What game?
What game is next?
Lone Wolf. Yeah,
Lone Wolf.
What you know with?
The game we're about to talk about.
Buffalo? No, it ain't Buffalo.
No.
He picked the Cowboys.
Cowboys and the Ravens.
Oh.
It took both offenses.
Look, we forgot about that one.
To get. Well, we don't have to talk about it.
No, you fine. Keep going.
Cowboys punted on their first drive, and Lamar threw a pick on the Ravens' first drive. After that, the Ravens kept scoring, and the Cowboys tried to keep up. But the Cowboys missed 3 field goals in the game, and the defense couldn't resist, giving up big plays to the Ravens' offense. In the end, the Ravens spanked the Cowboys 17-34, and the Cowboys dropped to 3-9, while the Ravens keep their playoff hopes alive and go up for winner to 7-5.
Wait a minute, Brian. Who you say you picked? Take the hat off. Take the hat off.
Somebody else picked, Marcus. I was gonna say I didn't think you lone wolf that game.
The Cowboys.
Oh, I didn't.
No.
You look good with that hat on.
Look good. Yeah, you can put back on.
I do look good, but that's because I make everything look good. So.
With the hat on.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I make everything with the hat on, without the hat. I do need shade.
All right, but go ahead.
All right, so we will start with Dion. Dion, who'd you pick?
I picked the Ravens. I just thought the Cowboys defense. The Cowboys defense was giving up over 2,000 yards rushing in critical games this year.
Herman, get your boy. Herman, get your boy.
I thought it was a done deal.
I mean, there's nothing you can say back to that.
Yards.
All right, it ain't really been that much already, has it? It ain't been that much.
Herman, please redeem us. Who did you pick?
I picked the Ravens because the Cowboys are trash. Y'all don't want me to start again. You don't. So I'm just going to say that, and I'm done.
Oh, Marcus, who did you have?
I actually picked the Cowboys. I don't know. I was off the Ravens Kool-Aid, but the Cowboys, their run defense is terrible. I mean,
Trash.
The 2 times the Washington football team played them, they made them, like Barry Sanders out there. I mean, I didn't realize that their rushing defense is trash. But let me warn the Ravens fan. You don't get happy about that win. You guys are still in a whole lot of trouble.
You're right about that.
Still in a whole lot of trouble. You're not going to run like that on everybody. And you won that game because you got ahead, and that's the best. That's how you guys play. But I'm not blaming them all. But 12 of 17, 107 yards, 2 touchdowns. That was enough to beat the Cowboys. That's not going to be enough to beat everybody else. So you won, but calm down. You still got a lot of work to do.
Dallas was in that game up until like the third quarter.
Dallas is always in the game till about the third quarter.
But from what Marcus is saying,
yeah,
Ravens, as good as y'all supposed to be, Dallas should not have been in that game. So you played around with a trash team like Dallas. When you get into these playoff teams, y'all gonna be in trouble.
Yeah, I mean, you say that too, but all of the NFC North on the AFC North, Dallas played them tough.
Trash.
Dallas got ran all over against the Bengals, but almost won that game.
Dallas is trash.
Dallas was in that game with Pittsburgh, and Dallas
was
Cleveland.
But
Dallas almost came back and beat Cleveland. Dallas threw a pick at the end of that game and lost that game.
Trash.
True.
They almost won that game.
Trash.
True.
So they are trash. I can't deny that. The record says they're trash, and the way they play is trash. And they made me turn that game off like right after that last time. I said I didn't even see that last touchdown that they scored. I was too hot by then, but
Gus Edwards had 7 carries for 101 yards. He averaged 14.4 yards a carry.
Yeah,
that's unheard of. Gus Edwards. Oh my gosh, it's trash.
Yeah,
it's trash.
I mean, when you see, what gave me a little hope was when the kicker for Baltimore missed.
They
jinxed him. Troy Aikman and Joe Buck jinxed him.
But then we kick a field goal and miss. So it was like we just gave it right back to him. So, but I picked the Cowboys. I picked this one wrong. Mark, finish this up.
Yeah, I took the Ravens on this one. They were coming back from the 3-game slide, and they they had the perfect team to play against this game. I mean the Cowboys with the way they gave up that defense. They ran up and down on them, which was terrible. But I keep saying the jinx with the Joe Buck and Troy Aikman was funny. That was funny when he called the kick. They like Marcus said, the Ravens. I mean, they ain't quite out of the woods quite yet. So don't get too happy. Don't start drinking that purple Kool-Aid again, bro.
Don't they play the Browns this weekend?
Yes,
they do.
They
do. And we're gonna talk about that game soon.
Yes, that's gonna be a good one.
Speaking of the Browns, this is the next game we're going to talk about. The Browns went down to see the Tennessee Titans. This was billed as the game of the week, but it didn't turn out that way. What was supposed to be the game of the week was actually a coming out party for the Browns. Baker and the Browns took a 38-7 lead at the half. The Browns put up 458 offensive yards. The Titans tried to make a game of it in the second half, but it was too little too late. Browns win 41-35. Mark, who did you pick in this game?
I took the Titans on this one, man. Baker Mayfield threw 4 touchdowns in the first half. One of the touchdowns was to a tackle, Kendall Lamb. Never heard of him. Don't have him. Nobody don't have him on his fantasy. That was a shock, but it was a nice trick play. Myles Garrett came back in this particular game. He was gone for 2 games. He was putting a lot of pressure on him. But Derrick Henry, I think the turnaround point to me was when they stopped Derrick Henry on the 4th and 1 drive, right at the beginning of the game or the beginning of the game, first drive, and then he came back the next series and fumbled, and they got the ball back and scored. So I think that's what sparked them or got them up on the lead, and then even though the score sounded a little bit closer than what it was, but the Brownies blew them out the first half. It was all over with. But I took the Titans, and I was wrong on this one.
Yeah, Mark, I was wrong right with you. I picked the Titans as well. And didn't the Titans have a similar play where they tried to throw it to a tackle, but the tackle was covered in that game? Or was that another game? Forget about it. None of y'all remember. It's okay.
Different game.
He
Different
always
game.
do that. Why you always do that?
You know
Hey,
you know he got the worst memory of all of us on here. You know that, right?
I don't know about the worst memory, but
You can't
I
remember nothing.
kind of recall it. But I mean, like you said, Baker and them, they were off the chain. The defense was playing well. It was a shock. It was definitely a shock. I mean, we were in the group chat talking about this one, because Marcus thinks that we don't watch football on Sundays, and that's to text us that scores of games and things. So
I just be informing y'all.
We appreciate you telling us what we already know because we're watching the same game. But I picked the Titans. I picked this one wrong. Dion, who'd you pick?
I picked the Browns. I thought the Browns were just playing well. I think Stefanski has Baker playing mistake-free football as of late. I don't think anyone expected him to play that well. But if he's playing that well, along with Nick Chubb, they're just going to be hard to beat moving forward. And Myles Garrett came back, so the defense, played well, stopping Henry. But if Baker's playing that well, they're going to be hard to beat moving forward.
Marcus?
Well, going on what Dion said, Baker ain't gonna be playing that well. He the sun shines on dog's ass once in a while. He's not gonna be playing that well.
Saw that on Monday night.
Man, We're not talking about that game anymore. We moved on. We're talking about the Browns and Titans now. So I picked the Titans, but I mean, I believe it's the Browns defense. I mean, they shut down Derrick Henry. He only had 60 yards. He did average 4 yards a carry, but they pretty much shut him down. They forced Ryan Tannehill to throw 45 times, which no, Titans are not going to win if Ryan Tannehill has to throw 45 times. That's a recipe for disaster. What the Browns may have done, they may have given everyone else the playbook to how to beat the Titans. But I picked the Titans because the Titans have been hot. To me, the Titans have been the class of the AFC right underneath Kansas City the last couple of weeks. I was totally shocked. I picked the I picked the Titans and I was wrong.
Herman, round us out.
Yeah, you guys know I'm on the Titans, and of course I picked the Titans, and I got that wrong. The Titans have been notoriously slow starters in a lot of their games this season, and the Browns scored 28 points in the second quarter. You let a team score 28 points in the second quarter, and you score 7, you're losing that. You're losing that game every week. It's just not going to happen. So the Titans are going to have to find a way to get going a little bit quicker in these games. Now, on the flip side, Cleveland is playing with confidence. They are buying. I guess they finally found a coach, and they're buying into what he's selling. Mayfield is playing good, and he's going to have his hiccups. We know that, but their defense can make up for some of that. And their 1-2 punch, running the ball. I mean, you could compare that to Derrick Henry. Kareem Hunt. They have 2 starting running backs running the football for them right now, so they're going to be a tough out. I wouldn't want to see them. They're getting hot right when you're supposed to. In the season, right when you're starting to really get to the playoffs. So I picked the Titans. I got that wrong.
All right. So the last game that we're going to review for this week was the
games left.
We got
2 games left.
Oh, I skipped one. I apologize. I skipped the Buffalo game. I jumped right to that Cleveland game. You're right. We had the Buffalo Bills playing. They played Monday night too.
Yeah,
Monday night with NFL MVP candidate Josh Allen.
Marcus.
What?
Patience.
Herman's wearing the hat.
Marcus.
Yeah, you don't see it very often.
First time this season.
Don't see it very often.
That was you give a Buffalo hater.
He's in the hat.
Look, I got it now. I got to flip the ring around because I was going to go to Herman.
Well, you go to me first.
I'm glad.
No. The Niners. What?
You lost your place?
Yeah.
I
must have been tired when I wrote this.
It don't make no sense.
Hey, Brian, you following the rundown?
Shut up. The Niners got off to the offense on the right foot, scoring on the first touchdown. After that, the defense calls a fumble by the Bills. But cream does rise to the top, and MVP candidate Josh Allen did his thing, racking up 375 yards and 4 touchdowns. The Bills won 34-24 and got their 9th win of the season. In this particular game, I picked Buffalo. I'll be honest, I didn't even really watch most of the game. I was getting kind of sleepy, so I seen like the first half. But Josh was doing his thing all over the place, so I got this one right. Marcus, who did you pick?
I also picked Buffalo. Josh Allen came out there and he showed out. 32 for 40, 375 yards and 4 touchdowns. And I forget the record. I think he's had the most 30-yard games this season, something like that. It was something. But I picked them, and I mean basically because the 49ers haven't been the same since all the defensive people went out, and then Garoppolo got hurt. I don't really think they can contend this year. They definitely making a repeat in the Super Bowl. So I picked the Bills, and MVP candidate Josh Allen, and they won.
Mark.
Bills Mafia, baby. Yes, I took the Bills in this one. It doesn't matter that they were without Jimmy G. You do what you're supposed to do. You play with the card that's dealt with you, and that's what they did. I thought that the Bills had and defense came out and kind of stuffed the 49ers early, and thanks for long wolfing it too, Herman. I like that hat on you. You look good.
You won't see it again.
Dion, I'm sure you've seen the show and you're aware that whenever somebody picks a game incorrectly by themselves, they have to wear the hat of shame. So who did you pick, Dion? Because you're not wearing the hat.
I picked the Bills. I thought Josh Allen played well. I think I'm not going to call him an MVP candidate, but
Thank you.
Dion, please just say he's an MVP candidate.
I'm not an MVP candidate, but he's becoming part of that upper echelon of quarterbacks. The way he's playing.
That's good enough.
That's good enough.
So and their defense played well too. So they're going to be a tough out moving forward too.
Dion, do you think he played better than Russell Wilson last week?
Yes.
We think so too.
Yes.
I'm going to go to him, but I just like seeing him wear that hat. I ain't gonna lie.
As much as you wear.
Hey. Go ahead and tell us who you picked.
Yeah, so I picked the 49ers. I thought that the 49ers was going to have a better game. They were coming off a big win last week. So Josh Allen was unimpressive in his victory. He threw four touchdowns. He was 32 for 40. I'm not impressed. He only averaged 9 yards an attempt. So anyway, but their defense I think was more the deciding factor in this game. So yeah, the Bills had a big win, or I guess you could call it a big win. They need to get more out of their quarterback. I think better quarterback play is going to be more important for them moving forward. Don't sleep on those Miami Dolphins winning the division still. So, I picked the 49ers. I got it wrong, and I'm swirling
Now we're going to move on to the last game that we went through, because I forgot we picked 6 games this week. We had so many primetime games, we had to get to them all. So the 7-4 Rams went down to Arizona. The Cards offense came out guns blazing, going 60 yards in 4 plays for the game's first touchdown. After that, it was the Rams as they took a 17-7 lead early in the fourth. But the fourth quarter turnovers cost the Cards dearly, and the Rams capitalized. A pick six by Murray sealed the deal on a Rams win. Marcus, who did you have?
I picked the Cardinals. I've been on this Kyler Murray bandwagon all year, but I think they're starting to get exposed. They're not there yet. I believe they're up and coming, but they got some more work to do. Bring some more, draft some some players, bring some free agents in there, and maybe Cliff Kingsbury needs to step his coaching game up. But I think they're at the precipice. I think they're close, but just not there yet. We'll see the next couple of years. I picked the Cardinals, and I was wrong.
Mark.
Yeah, I'm with you, Marcus. I chose the Cardinals on this one too. I thought they would be victorious, but they wasn't. The game actually got close with that the Rams fumbling that punt return. I'm sorry, the Rams fumbling the punt return, and the Cardinals made the game 24-21, and then the Rams blew it open from that point. I think the key thing was Goff wasn't making. He was avoid the key mistakes he made in a lot of other games earlier prior. So I think keeping him under wraps or him not turning the ball over and throwing costly interceptions really helped for them to maintain. And Cam Akers, the rookie running back, was running hard. He was running real hard. But I took the Cardinals.
Nobody want to hear about Cam Akers.
Shut up, man. Somebody a little salty because I picked him up. But anyway, I took the Cardinals, and the Cardinals they lost.
Yeah, Herman.
Yeah, I picked the Rams on this one. There's something I can't put my finger on the Cardinals anymore. And in all honesty, Marcus, I don't really agree with you that you said they're on the precipice. I feel like they're last in their division. In all honesty, when the 49ers get healthy again, and Seattle's better than them, and the Rams are obviously better than them because they just beat them. So I don't know what it is about the Cardinals. Like, maybe it's they're not getting enough out of their run game. I'm not going to say it's I don't know. Kyler Murray may need more development, but I think they're a couple years away. I think we may have thought that they were further ahead of what they really are, but I'm not impressed with them anymore. They're just not. I don't know what it is. They're just not playing good football right now.
Yeah, you're right, Herman. But I think Marcus is right. I think they are close. I mean, they were playing some good football earlier in the season. Everything changed the game that Kyler Murray hurt his shoulder.
Yes.
Ever since he hurt his shoulder, the offense just hasn't been as dynamic as it was before.
No, they weren't playing good before that game.
I don't know. I mean, they beat Seattle. They had beat a couple good teams earlier in the season.
I think the game right before he hurt his shoulder because he hurt his shoulder last week.
I thought it was like this is like his second or third.
That wasn't
game.
last week. It was like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Week before this game.
Yeah.
Last week. Not last, but the week. Yeah. Yeah. I don't.
But I did pick the Rams. The Rams that came off a loss last week to the Niners, and I knew that they were itching to get back to their winning ways. The Rams are a good team, and they're definitely a contender for the NFC Championship. Dion, round us out.
I picked Arizona. I thought this game kind of proved that if Kyler Murray doesn't have that cape on his back, have that just huge game, that they just struggle to win. I don't even think he threw for 200 yards in this game. And then with the picks that he threw, that they just didn't have a chance to win this game. So Kyler has to play better if they expect to win moving forward.
Real quick, they lost to Detroit. They lost to Carolina. They lost to Miami. I mean, they had a 3-game win streak, but that was against the Jets, the Cowboys, and then Seattle. So they really haven't been playing very good football.
Having a losing record this week if they didn't get that Hail Mary a couple weeks ago.
True.
All right, everybody, add them up. What'd you do? How'd you do?
4-1.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, this dude Dion is doing his thing. Like 3-3, man. It's gonna take Marcus about an hour to figure it out.
I was either 3-3 or
this guy.
I don't know. I can't count that.
Can you look at the rundown? I add up Marcus.
Oh my God.
I was 3-3 or 2-4. I don't know which one.
Let me see. Marcus.
Jesus.
I can't.
All right, let's go. We're gonna go through these games coming up real quick. Oh, Marcus. All All right, we're gonna start off with the Thursday night game, which are the 6-6 Patriots versus the 8-4 Rams. Vegas likes the Rams. The Rams are giving up 6 in this game. Both squads coming off big wins last week, and each have an eye on the playoffs. The Rams enter the week with the number 3 offense and number 2 defense. The Patriots had their most dominating win of the year. On this one, I'm going to go with the Rams. I think that the Patriots are good, but I'm just not sold on Cam. I think they won last week, but more because of special teams and defense. And I just think when it comes to blow for blow, I don't know if Cam can keep up with the Rams. So I'm going with the Rams. Mark, who are you going?
I'm taking the Rams too. The New England's got to go out the West Coast. I don't think that they're gonna be able to do it. So I'm taking the Rams.
Dion?
I'm taking the Rams. Like you said, I don't think Cam. The Rams put up 20 points. I don't trust Cam. His passing ability to even put up 20 points. I'm going Rams.
Herman?
Yeah, I'm going with the Rams too. The Patriots actually stayed on the West Coast for this game from last week, but
okay,
too many weapons. I don't think that the Patriots offense is going to score enough points, and with Aaron Donald coming at Cam, it's not going to be pretty.
Marcus?
I kind of want to pick the Patriots, but I'm at my heart telling me to go with the Rams. I think they're a better team. Yeah, usually when you come off a big win like they had last week, the Patriots did. Usually your next week is not that good at all. So even though it's Bill Belichick, and I think if anybody can break down the Rams offense, if anybody is a match for what's the coach's name, Sean McVay, it's him. But I'm gonna go ahead and pick the Rams.
All right. So we're all on the Rams bandwagon. So we're going to move on to the Sunday nighter. We got the 11th.
Reverend JB. He says he has no confidence in golf or Wentz. So I'm assuming he's picking Patriots.
Wow. All right. So we got the 11-1 Steelers versus the 9-3 Bills. I forgot to get the Vegas stats on this one. I do apologize. But both teams played on Monday night, but had totally different results. The number 3 Steelers defense is going to have to try to stop the number 9 offense of the Bills. Neither team runs the ball well, with the Ravens ranked 29th and the Bills ranked 23rd. Whoa, where did I get that from? That should have said Steelers. It's not Ravens. Right. See what happens when we have all these games at night and I got to do my stuff after I get off work. All right, so we're going to – Hey! Since you want to make the sound effects, we're gonna start with Marcus. Marcus, who do you got?
I'm picking the Bills. I'm going with the Bills. I'm on the Bills bandwagon. Josh Allen, MVP candidate. Josh Allen gonna go out there and show out. He's gonna tear the Steelers up just like the Washington football team did.
Herman.
I'm going with the Steelers.
We already know what he's doing.
Steelers. No, this isn't about Josh Allen for real. Steelers are gonna bounce back. I think when the Bills go up against this Steelers defense, this defense is looking to redeem itself, and I think the Steelers will get their run game going again, and you're gonna see the real Josh Allen come out this week.
Dion.
I'm going Bills. I just think they're just playing better than Pittsburgh right now. Until Pittsburgh can find a running game, I just don't trust them, despite them being 11-1. So I'm going Bills.
Yeah, I'm with you, Dion and Marcus. I like the Bills Mafia. I like the MVP, Josh Allen, to beat up on the Steelers. The Steelers, like y'all said, I mean, they're winning, and I guess you can't knock a win, but their wins are not pretty, and they always seem close, and they haven't really blown anybody out this year. So I think the Bills will take it. Mark, who you got?
I'm having a tough time with this one. My heart says one thing, but the head says the Bills. Herman, you gonna be long wolfing this one. I'm taking the Bills.
Oh. Wow, I was trying to bail you out, Mark.
Let's hear it.
You be wearing a hat again next week, Herman.
You'll wear the hat again, right? You know I won't be wearing the hat, just so you know.
All right, so the Monday nighter of the 7-5 Ravens against the 9-3 Browns.
That's weird.
Yeah, it is weird. This game is close. Vegas is actually is predicting the Ravens. They're giving up 1.5 points, so it's very close. It's basically a pick'em game. But the last time these two teams played, the Ravens crushed the Browns 38-6. Since then, these teams have gone in different paths, with the Browns in second place in the AFC North, Ravens possibly out of the playoff race entirely. Can the number 4 Ravens defense stop the number 1 rushing offense of the Browns? Theon, what do you think?
I'm going Browns. I think that they did a good job stopping the run last week. I think that'll continue into this week. I think Baker's playing a little better. I'm going Browns.
Marcus.
I'm also going to pick. I can't believe I'm saying it, but I'm also going to pick the Browns. I think the Browns are pretty hot right now. They had a big win last week, even though the Ravens did too. But like I said, when I was talking about them, the Cowboys game, they're still suspect in my opinion. They're not going to be able to run over the Browns like they did the Cowboys. So I'm going to pick the Browns.
Mark.
I'm agreeing with you guys. I'm taking the Browns on this one. I think that first game against them, the Ravens, this is some chalkboard material. I think Browns gonna capitalize on this one. I think gonna do it.
Herman.
Yep, I'm going with the Browns too. After the Ravens messed around and let that trash team on Monday night stick in that game, the Browns. I wouldn't even be surprised if this wasn't even close. But I'm going Browns.
I think the Browns better not get a lead. That's what.
Yeah, you're right about that.
Marcus, can I have my music, please?
You long with it? You still drinking that Kool-Aid?
What?
Still drinking that Kool-Aid?
I'm not. It's not really.
He just likes wearing the hat. We know it.
No, it's not the Ravens Kool-Aid that I'm drinking. It's the Browns that I'm just not going.
You're not buying into it.
I'm not buying into Baker, and I think when it comes down to AFC North teams playing each other, I still think that the Ravens and the Steelers are the big boys, and I think that the Browns and the Bengals are the babies. So I think when it comes down to it, I think that the Ravens are going to bully the Bengals, going to bully the Browns, and the Browns are going to be like they are always last.
Just remember, the Browns, when they were bad, were still punching the Ravens and the Steelers in the mouth.
Yeah, but they were still losing too.
Oh, they were winning some of them games though.
I don't know. We talked about this game earlier in the season when the Steelers played the Browns. I told y'all then. Mark was scared. I told y'all the Browns are the Browns, and that's what they're going to be.
Okay.
We know you like to wear the hat. It's okay.
I'll wear that. I actually might just start wearing the hat. We might have to find something different because I'm kind of liking the hat. All right. So the next game we're going to talk about is the 6-6 Vikings versus the 7-5 Buccaneers. Buccaneers is giving up 6.5 in this one. These teams haven't played each other since 2017. The Vikings are on a 2-game winning streak, and the Bucs are coming off a bye. Can the 24th ranked Vikings defense stop Brady and all his weapons? What do you think, Herman?
I'm going with the Bucs. They've had a couple bad weeks, but and you know the Vikings was my pick for the North, if I remember correctly. But I don't think they're going to beat the Bucs. So I'm going with the Bucs.
Yeah, I agree with you, Herman. I mean, no matter how bad Brady and them all seem, the one thing that the Vikings don't seem like that they can is rush the passer. And if you can't rush the passer, Brady is going to find somebody open. So I don't see any turnovers with Brady. I see them getting back on track, especially after coming off the bye. So I'm going with the Bucs as well. Herman, I'm sorry, Marcus, who do you got?
I'm also picking the Bucs. You know, there's no way in hell I'm picking Kirk Cousins' team, but I feel like this is going to be like interception fest because you know Kirk Cousins threw a couple interceptions, and then the Bruce Arians offense. You know Tom Brady going to throw a couple interceptions, so this is going to be an interception bowl. But I'm picking the Bucs.
Mark.
Yeah, I think it's Bucs. They coming back from off the bye. I'm sure Brady had them training and practicing on the side, but I'm taking the Bucs on this one.
Dion.
I'm going Vikings. You just never know which Tampa Bay team is going to show up. Are they going to run the ball? They're not going to run the ball. Is Brady going to throw picks? Is he not going to throw picks? You just don't know what team's going to show up. Vikings on a 2-game win streak, so I'm going to go Vikings.
Marcus.
I went already.
You're already
No.
in already.
Yeah, no. Deion gets to how.
Oh yeah, he went lone wolf.
We're gonna mail you. We're gonna mail you a hat, Dion.
Look, Herman, we had to do when we do this segment. We might have to bring him in just.
Hey, Herman, you had to get a shot of him with the hat on.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, we're gonna put that on when we start talking about the game. Put you the hat on.
All right, final game we're going to talk about is the 6-6 Cardinals versus the 5-7 Giants. The Cardinals are giving up 2.5 in this one by biggest odds. The Cards are coming off a loss, and the Giants are coming off a big win against the Seahawks. The Giants' defense has made big strides and are currently ranked 10th. Kyle has not been himself since the last couple games. Is this a get-right game for the Cards? We will start off with Dion.
Me, I'm going Giants. Like you said, I think their defense is playing better. Kyle has been struggling. It all depends on if Daniel Jones is playing or not. If Daniel Jones plays, I'm picking the Giants. If he doesn't play, I think I would lean towards the Cardinals. But for right now, I take the Giants.
Marcus?
You know, I'm on this Cardinals bandwagon, and I'm keep on riding it. Even though I've been saying the Giants are the best team in the NFC East, they're looking real good, and I think their coaches qualify us for Coach of the Year. I'm riding the Cardinals bandwagon all season. I'm going with the Cardinals.
Yeah, I'm with you, Marcus. I'm going with the Cardinals as well. Although I do think the Giants have played fairly well. I think that the Cardinals' defense is a different beast than the Seattle defense that the Giants just went up against. I think that the Cardinals can get enough plays to get this victory, and the NFC East really is competition. I'm going with the Cardinals. Herman, who you got?
Yeah, as much as I just dogged the Cardinals out, I'm actually going to go with the Cardinals. I mean, because the Giants are playing in the NFC trash division, so they're just the best trash in the dump right now.
Right.
That's basically what it boils down to. They're the best trash in the dump. The defense is playing good. I just don't think they're going to have enough offense. And I think that the Cardinals will score some points. So I'm going to go with the Cardinals.
And in their issue with Gallman, I heard that Gallman might be injured or something's going on with him too. So if he doesn't play, that's really going to hurt him. Mark, who you got?
I'm kind of torn with this one. I think I'm gonna go a little favorite side on the Giants on this one. I'm taking the Giants, yo.
Okay, so we split on that one. All right, that was a great show, guys. I really appreciate all the input and all the information that we provided. Marcus, well, actually, we got to have our last word.
Quick final
thoughts of the evening. Let's start with our host, Dion.
Our guest, Dion.
Our guest.
So, what do we talk about on the final thought?
Whatever you want to talk about.
I tell you what. We can let Herman or somebody else go so that you get an idea if you want to think about it for a minute.
Okay, appreciate it.
You can talk about anything though.
Mark, go ahead and do your final thought.
My final thought of the week is, man, with these football games coming on during the week, I'm constantly looking at my phone trying to figure out what day of the week it is. I can't tell if it's Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I just love it. I just love having the games on during the week. I guess because of the college and the contracts, I think you can't do Fridays and Saturdays. So, but I love it. I love it. The games being
well, we got a Saturday doubleheader coming up.
Yeah,
in like late
coming up.
Yeah, but college is over.
College season is over. Yeah.
Yeah, but somehow NFL got some clause or something. They can't do it on Fridays and Saturdays. You gotta have permission for it anyway. But that's my final thought.
Yeah, my final thought is to the NFL and the fact that I've always known this, but NFL, you really showed your colors last night, letting that game go on after you knew a player for the Ravens tested positive for COVID, was on the field, was with your players in the locker room, with the other team players in the game, and you still let that go on. It shows me that you really don't care about this disease, that you just want to get these games going through, and whoever gets this virus gets this virus. So shout out to you, NFL. I now know Oh, I knew, and you've proved me again right who you really are. You're just about the money. You ready, Dion?
Okay, my final thought is the Washington football team having their great victory.
Mute him, Marcus. Mute him.
Over the Steelers, great victory. If you're a Redskin fan, you have a lot to look forward to because that was a good victory. Let's keep it up and let's get to 500.
Oh, Herman, please get us out of this war.
Okay, so 2 final thoughts real quick. I always tell everybody be safe. This virus is real. Protect yourself. Secondly, I wanted to jump on too with Brian. I was going to talk about a little bit about that too. I think the NFL was definitely exposed because Dez had an inconclusive test earlier in the morning, and he should have never been allowed to come in before they tested him again. So NFL we all know it's all about the money, but you really got exposed. And if these 2 teams have a big breakout, you really are falling on your face. Second thing, real quick, if you don't watch UFC, you need to start watching UFC. Every weekend, it's either a fight night or some type of UFC event. And I'm telling you, if you like boxing, UFC is better, in my opinion. Anyway, check it out.
Mark, what's your final thought?
I already said mine.
Well, do it again. I said Marcus. I keep getting y'all.
You should know it by now. I don't really have nothing to say, but I got something to play. So before we leave, I want to encourage everyone to like, share, subscribe. Catch us on YouTube. You can catch us on Twitter at TheLambGame3. You can catch us on Instagram at The Official The Lamb Game. You can also catch us on our Facebook group, The Lamb Game. We'll see you next time. Same bad time, same bad channel. Peace. We out.